Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Dick from Traders Reborn. I'm here with Plot, one of the moderators, and we're just doing a recap for trading day of June 15th, 2023.
Hell
Um,
yeah, let's get it.
all right, let's go. Let's start it off. So pretty much yesterday, as I was charting last night during the London session, I did see a setup. So with London session, I typically I just wanna chart. And if I do happen to see a setup that's near supply or demand or a certain level that I like, I would I would try to take that trade, just because a lot of times trading London it goes way late into the night. So what I saw was on the let's go to the 15-minute time frame here. So this is the 15-minute time frame of NQ Nasdaq. Um, what I saw during London session was this right here, this whole section, right? And
Sure.
oh, sorry. Here, hold on one moment. Share my screen. Screen. There you go. Okay. So what I saw when I was charting, right? These levels are from June 15th also. So what I saw with charting was the price was about right here when I started charting, right? And it kind of came down to around right here. So I drew this trend line, this white trend line, as you can see. Based off of that, I was anticipating a move of a retest, something like this, to hit this trend line, right? So during this whole time, it took about a good hour before it actually hit that level. Once it did hit that level, I did anticipate and told the all the members that was joining me on that charting session that we would be taking a short if it entered or touched that area, right? Which it matched up with my weekly level here from 2022 or 2021 of 15191. That's the level that I had from the previous year. So we waited for this level to react. I told everybody on Discord that once we hit that level, if we do reject that level, we're gonna be entering shorts for a stop loss of this high right here. Okay, so that would have been our stop loss. So when it came down to it, we did take that trade. As you can see, this yellow arrow right here is what I drew, targeting this 1 hour Fibonacci. Okay, I like to personally, um, I like that 38% versus the 50%. A lot of times, what happens is, 50% does react, but 38%, a lot of times the candle wicks it. As you can see, take a look. Magic. Boom.
Can you draw that fib for us just to show us how you put it?
Yeah, but you can see, right? This is how Fibonacci's usually goes. 50% does have reaction usually. The body is above or around the 50%, but the it's the wicks. It usually wicks that 38%. So good. Best case scenario is that you would try to set a limit order there. That's the best way to kind of catch it. Otherwise, you wait for that reaction. Once it reacts, shows support, you would enter for long. Stop loss would be a little bit below that purple line, which is 30%. Okay, so we did actually miss this play because by the time I got up, it already happened. It was about 3 candles up already by the time I saw it. So and market New York session was about to open within a couple minutes. So during that time, I was already charting. So we did miss this entry right here. This pinpoint bottom tick entry. Okay. So drawing. Well, also here I wanted to mention my other analysis was that if this price action goes underneath this level of 150.70, I was anticipating another move down this whole area to fill um this higher time frame wick. So had the price gone down, I would be taking shorts. But if the price reacts and supports, I would be taking longs. So in this scenario, the longs came in. As you can see.
Can you
Okay.
put the fib on the 1 hour? Can you just draw it for us right now so we can all see how
Yeah.
you draw it?
Let me go to the 1 hour time frame here.
Thank you.
1 hour time frame. Okay. So I'm gonna delete this right here. Right? This is how it looks. The market was about like this. This is how the market kind of looked at the time, right? Actually, the market looked about right here. That's where the market was at currently when I saw it, right? So if you look at it here on the larger time frame, right? It's moving up. It's bullish on the larger time frame. So when you draw a fib, you're gonna draw it according to the trend it's in the direction of the trend. So how you draw it is during that time, this is how it looks right here. So you would take the highest point, which is right here, 15245, right? Highest point where the wick is to the lowest bottom of the wick. You see, there's one right here, right? But I'm gonna go ahead and take it down to the lowest wick of the pivot point. You see? So that's where I marked it. And you see? Take a look right there. Magic, right? That's how you guys use the Fibonacci. I only use for my Fibonacci levels. I only have the 50%, 38%, and the take profit level, which is 161%, and the 261%. That's it. I don't have any other levels for the Fibonacci that's showing. I disabled all of them. The reason why I use Fibonacci is to find retracement points, which is, in this case, this is a perfect example. You see? So this is the reason why I targeted from this entry right here all the way down to this entry. This was my final TP right here on that 50%. Yeah, and that play worked out beautiful. With the Fibonacci, so you see how I drew from the top wick to the bottom wick. How you find these, how you draw correctly, right? Is you take. It has to be clear pivot points, okay? So as you can see, this is a pretty clear pivot point, right? Would you say?
It's a swing high. It's a very significant swing
Yeah,
high.
it's a swing high right there before it dropped down, right? So this is the highest point before it dropped down, and this was the lowest point before it came back up, before it came up. So this is the reason why, these are the 2 points. You see? So that's how you draw Fibonacci. It's very important to draw Fibonacci's correctly because otherwise you'll be playing based off of the wrong levels. You have the wrong conviction, and your entries would just, those levels would mean nothing. Okay, so we're gonna go back to we're gonna go back over here. So with this trade right here, I went ahead and told everybody, hey, it's reacting right here. I did take a first initial entry. It did stop me out for a tighter stop loss, but I went ahead and once I saw this little candle right here, once I saw that candle rejected, I went ahead and re-entered for the same play, same trade.
Oh, that blue line's your VWAP, right?
The teal line is my VWAP. Yes, it's a teal line. Yeah, so you see how it kind of popped out a little bit, but with trend lines you can't just follow it to the dot like that. You have to follow it based off of levels, right? So this trend line is telling me that the price action is going down, but the level I'm watching is right here. That's how you find confluence. You need you need about 2 or 3 confluences before you can confirm that trade is even valid.
And where was the fib on that for that short?
There's no fib.
Or no. Oh, no fib on that one. Okay.
No.
But if you were to put a fib, where would you put it?
If I was to put a fib, I would put a fib right here. You see, which is where
Ooh,
Oh,
okay,
you mean
that's how you do for the
so you
entry,
see this fib?
short
Look,
entry.
it did bounce a little bit there. It has support. You see, right at 50%. Are you talking about if you wanted a fib like let's say like right here, like look, it kind of matched up. You see, right there. Look, did you see that? You see this is this. So let's just say this was how it looked, right? You would draw a fib from here to the top, right? And look where it bounced at the 50%. See that? The blue line?
Mm, wow.
Amazing, right? You know, you can't even make these things up, man. Well, you see, but I didn't even have that fib. I didn't need that fib to mid to. But if I added that fib, that would be another confluence to confirm my play. But I didn't need that fib because I already had that level. I
Oh,
already had that psych level, right here.
and then for
So
your
this
target, you
level,
can also draw another fib.
what's that?
For your target, did it hit the 100% or 161%?
Interesting. Actually, let me see that. Yeah, I didn't even check that. Let's see what target it hit. Okay, so that would be the level, right? The target would be, look, right here, right here, right here. Look, it went over it a little bit, you see? But
Wow.
161. But it started bouncing around right here, you see?
Dang,
And look,
that's
it started
perfect.
bouncing around here with the other fib as another level, you see? Kind of trying, it's like playing a little tug of war here, trying to find direction. Because now, if it goes underneath this higher time frame fib for the upside, then it's gonna go shorts, But now it's
I've
trying to fight
noticed.
here. Hmm?
Um, so that's the 1 hour. It's underneath the 50%. It went under, and then it tagged the
Oh,
30% and
here.
it went straight
Let
back
me
up,
let
right?
me mark this. This is how it's supposed to be right here. So on a higher time frame fib, I like to make mine like this, dash and thicker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is a 1 hour time. The blue and purple is a 1 hour fib for the upside, right?
Dang.
And then
Mm-hmm.
see how once it got here, it started fighting. You see, and this golden fib here is the fib for the downside.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Target
right
profit.
when it got here, look, it started becoming like this. It started going sideways, trying to find a direction. Where does it want to go, up or down? Right? And then look at that perfect hit, man. This is a 5 minute candles, and look at that straight shot up. 3 candles from 70 all the way to 130. Wow, that is about a 30. That's a 60 point move. That's 240 ticks right there. See, this was where I actually was going to target right here. I actually had a drawing. My drawing was this. So my target, if I was able to catch this and wake up in time, my arrows was this. This is how I drew it last night. Um, yeah. I believe I have a picture of it somewhere from last night. But this is where I targeted. You see, and look, it hit. These levels hit, right? But the only problem with it was in the morning. The New York session was really, really price action. Just had a lot of whiplashes. It was just right there. These wicks are just really wide. All these stop losses were like 100 tick stop loss. You know, there's no way I could hold through that kind of price action. So I did enter longs. I entered longs right around here. Oh, I just erased something. But yeah, so I did enter longs like right around here at VWAP. Didn't work out. It wicked me out right here. And then I entered longs again, I believe, somewhere around here. And then it
Can you
wicked
go in
me out
depth
again.
with the? Can you go in depth why you took those longs, like all the
Yeah, yeah.
confluences, like you
I'll
did
go
for the
I'll
London
go
session?
with that right there. But let me go back to this trade right here. So this trade, we took it with some of the members, whoever that was awake during London, and we targeted it. I mean,
A lot of points. For
yeah.
London, that's a lot of points, man. It's
For London,
crazy.
it was a lot of points. So
For a regular session, that's a lot of points.
exactly. So what happened was, what I told everybody, right? For position sizing, we were talking about it is that for this kind of position, all we need is literally one contract of NQ. We don't even need a lot. So our entry was here. I told everybody stop loss would be here, but nobody wanted the white stop loss. So we went ahead and kept it at I believe it was 96. We kept that 96 for our stop loss. Yes, right there. Kept it right above that candle pretty much. If it came back up, because what happens is when it comes back up, it could retest this whole level, and we didn't want to go for that ride. So we kept our stop loss tight, and our target was down here. Our target. Oh, Jesus! I'm deleting everything. An accident. Our target was here, and then here. And look, it hit. You see? Well, our target originally was here, here. You see? Just basically every single level that could potentially bounce was a trim. Which is where, look, it kind of stalled. The price stalled there, so that's where you would TP some, right? And I believe
130.
at this point right here, this was 100 ticks right here, right? This right here was about 170 ticks down here already. So you can imagine this right here is about 200 something, but at the end it was 300 something ticks where our target was. And take a look, it never even came back up to retest it, See, it never had any retest. It never had anything to stop you out, Nothing was going to stop you out at each level, right? Kept going. That would have been the easiest hold. So, anyway, so by the time I woke up, I was already somewhere here. Right? So, missed that play that we anticipated. And the reason why I took this trade right here was so it was about 3 candles up, somewhere around right here. I told everybody if it can hold above 130, which is above the demand, right? The demand's right here, the green area, green space. So if it can hold above the demand, I would enter longs. But you see, the time is about 6:30 during this time. I believe I entered right on this break right here. Yeah. So on that candle, it ran past VWAP. I entered. I should have waited, to be honest, because the trend line's right here, right? It didn't pass trend line yet, but I took one entry here. It was only one that I started with, and I kept that one, and it did stop me out right here, So it stopped me out, and then I did take a another entry somewhere here. Once it broke, I re-entered, came back, it came up, and I believe I brought it up here. This is where I was targeting, and then it actually came down, and I can't remember. I think I actually I took out real quick the moment it rejected right here. The moment it showed rejection, I exited underneath this level right here, my weekly level. Okay, so that's the reason why I took that play, because I already had this plan. In the morning, this arrow was already here drawn. This plan was already, it was already anticipated from last night. So that's why I tell you guys to chart the night before, so that in the morning you just have to do some final tweaks to your levels. You're prepared for these moves.
So that red box, that's your supply zone. You're expecting a rejection.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, that's another reason why you targeted there. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Well, hold on. I targeted this area because, as you can see on the 15-minute, it's bullish. You see? It's going up. This is just a retracement. This whole area is a retracement. There's nothing that shows that it's gonna drop or it's gonna, had it gone below this Fibonacci and then below this demand, I would have started looking for shorts. That's why this area right here is where I would target. That's the other scenario. You see, so I drew two arrows. You see this arrow going up, and It bounced, so this was the scenario I'm taking now. And on top of it, take a look. It broke structure of this trend line. You see? So the moment it broke that structure, that's when you would play longs. It's no longer making lower highs, right? And if you kind of look at it, right, this is somewhat a flag, you know, right? Take a look. This is how flags play out. You see, right? That's how you would play flag breakouts, bull flags. So being that way, but regardless, today the price action, it was really hard to hold. So even though I had the right analysis, most of my plays got in the morning, my early morning session. Most of the plays, I kept getting paper cuts. Stop losses kept getting triggered. Like the stop losses were 80, 90 ticks wide. The swings were just way too wide for.
90 ticks.
Yeah,
Wow.
I had a play that had a hundred tick stop loss, and I still got stopped out. hmm Yeah, the the swings
What
on
was
the
your
on
reward?
what?
What was the reward? What were you looking for things that you took 100 tick stop?
Like I was looking for like 150 to 250 ticks. So my risk to reward was there, and it still made sense. You know, the way the price action was moving, these moves was gonna happen. You know, and the whole thing with this whole ordeal was that it did happen. That's the thing. Look, this play, it hit. You know, you see this play, I entered right here. Take a look where it hit. This area that I entered was 140, right? Look at this, that 140. That's about a $60. $60 times it by 4. That's 246. You see, my targets made sense. The risk to reward was there, but the problem was it's the price action with the wicks. They're way too wide. It wasn't it wasn't a friendly, safe environment to trade. I should have ended the session a lot earlier. You know, after I kept getting cut
You,
out.
when you noticed it was choppy.
Yeah, I noticed it was choppy, so I did kind of, I told everyone I'm gonna, kind of chill out a little bit. We took a little break. It wasn't choppy. That's the thing, because look, if you look at the candles, look at it, green, 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 green. But the problem is the wicks
But
is
when you were
what's.
when you yeah, when it was like flagging to when it's consolidating, it was like choppy.
Yeah. So this area over here, and then I believe it took a long somewhere in here also.
Oh yeah.
Somewhere
One,
in
two,
here,
three.
it took a long. Yeah, because of the 1, 2, 3 pattern. So I took a long over here, came up, look at it, shot right back down, stopped me out. You know, there was no continuation for these plays. So chop, chop, chop right here, and then um yeah. So I believe this is where I caught the long, right from here. I entered long once it broke and held support out of the supply, right? I entered longs, came up, broke high of day, made new highs, and then it started consolidating with this nonsense right here. You know, got stopped out again. Hey everybody, I am recording this session, so um, yeah, and I'm just now. I was recapping last night the London session. So this is what I was kind of expecting these scenarios to play out over here. That's why I drew these arrows, but there was no retest on the display at all, so we never really entered. So I believe this is where we made some good plays right here. Okay, so now this is when I actually left the house already. I no longer have my laptop with me, so I was trading with my mentee. And this is when I got back on live. I was typing everything out for you guys to the Discord. I was letting you guys know the levels, getting you guys ready for the plays, right? and then it kind of got to a point where it was moving pretty fast, so I went back on live with you guys. And this is where the turn of the tide of the day happened, where we start taking every single trade as winners. This is when every trade was bangers right here. Okay, so the whole issue with this whole day was that my plays and analysis was correct, but the problem is I kept getting stopped out. There's no continuation. The market was not favorable, and it was not friendly and safe for my play style, right? My trade style. My trade style, I like to trade and let winners run, and I like to trail my runners, right? So all day my targets have been 80 ticks, 100 ticks, 200 ticks. Wasn't able to hit any of those until this area right here, right? This is where all the Discord members started making money and got made everything back. So currently at the time when I saw it, right, I saw it like this, so I drew a trend line. It was something like this. This was what the trend line looks like, right? And then this area over here was like this. So that's what I saw during this time, right? Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, right? So we were looking for rejection around 310. I told everybody, hey, we're looking for shorts now. Longs are very overextended, so we're gonna look for shorts. And I believe during the time, volume wasn't that strong. Also, volume was dying down. You see, right here, volume was dying down.
Low volume equals shorts.
Right here, you see, volume was dying down. Volume was dying down as the price, was trying to move up.
Does that mean shorts?
Yeah, because now the bulls are losing momentum, right? With this whole push up, and yet now is making lower highs, lower highs. So during the time, this is how it looked like right here. It looked like this.
People want to trade there, yeah.
Yeah, so it looked like this, right? Lower highs, and it kept, it held support here. So we did try to take a scalp, which is, I told everyone, if we do enter shorts, that's what I was biased towards at that time. I told everybody that it's not able to reclaim the highs. There was nothing was able to reclaim this high, So seeing that was an issue, we shorted. But I told them a good stop loss would be right here at around 25. If we were to enter any shorts in any moment here, your stop loss, the correct one, should be 25. You can do a tighter stop loss, which is obviously the previous high right here. But, ideally you want your stop loss to be at that high to give that space. And we were targeting this area right here. So take a look at the RR, right? The R is there. Even though, let's say we enter at around 10, the 15310, our stop loss would have been about 60 ticks, right? Being at 25. But here's from 10, 310 down to, I believe I was targeting 45. I was targeting 45 as my final target, my first TP was at 85, I believe. Yeah, first TP was at 85. That's the first trim, just because that's what it's been bouncing. So 310, 85, so 1525. That's about 25 points, 25 points, right? So the first trim would have been a 1-to-1 RR around there, right? But the target I told them was 85. Then it was I believe 75, and then 65 was the final TP, right? 65 was the final TP, which is right around this area. And so we did take a scalp. What happens? We dropped down. Some of the members went ahead and took collection right there at 80, because I was telling them this is where it's been bouncing and holding support. So some of them, we took it, right? And then we came back up, and I believe we scalped it another time. we went ahead and took it down again. And look, the 65 level, we tried it again. We tried it again the moment I believe there
Wow.
was a rejection right here. Yeah,
But
so
it went to 65. Your final take profit exactly, huh?
exactly. Yeah. So, we
Wow.
did hold to that level. We actually held it to that level. That was about like I believe it was like a 100 tick. That was a 100 tick play.
Damn, big.
Yeah. So you see
Good
how,
call.
yeah. So we took the scalp. We took it from right around this area right here, the rejection, right? And I believe at the time I did a Fibonacci also. I remember. So the Fibonacci is this one right here. I did it like this, right here. See?
Why there? Why
What?
there? Why is at the bottom?
So at the time, I actually had, let's see, I had a, why not at the bottom? Because sometimes what happens is you want a smaller time frame fib sometimes to just to know where price is reacting, right?
No,
Especially in
was
this
that
kind of range. Hmm?
on the 5 minute or 15 minute?
This is a 5 minute. I'm on the 5 minute currently. So I did
Oh,
see this is
I
where I
mean your
drew the,
fib.
yeah. So
Your
I
fib was
drew,
on the 5 minute.
no, this is 5 minute fib. Look, I drew it right here from this high right here, right down to the pivot point right here. You see this pivot point?
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah. So um. I believe that was how I drew it.
How do you identify the pivot point?
Well, it needs to be pretty clear. Yeah, it was this one I drew. Yeah, so that's how I drew it. Right at the time, that's how I drew it. Right, because I want to see. I wanted to kind of get an idea of where it's gonna potentially bounce. Right, and at the time, this was how it looked. Right, I remember Keith. Keith got shook out on this play. He collected at around 80 for his first TB. He collected his second one at 75, and then he couldn't hold to his last position at 65. And look, 65 hit. So what happened with the price action was kind of went like this, and it scared him. It went like this, and then went like this, right? And then it hit 65. You know, I was on the live, and I told him, it's okay, just keep holding. But I did also mention that there was a 50% Fibonacci here, a smaller time frame Fibonacci here, so it could bounce. That's what I was telling him. So when he heard that, first thing he did was he sold right away. um, yeah, before it hit his target. So I think he moved his stop down to 80. So he moved his stop right around here. So price went up. Price wicked him out. It took him out. Boom. He got stopped out. I told him to keep the stop at around 92. I remember. Told him around 92 is where you want to keep your stop at, to let this
Why?
play because we were actually trying to target um down here. I was trying to target down here and then down here back to retest the supply. That's where I was really trying to target. So what happened was I did trim most of my position already. I only had one more trim left. So that runner, I was gonna try to bring it all the way down and kept trailing it downwards. If it allowed me to, if the market allowed me to, I would do that. But it didn't. I saw some wicking, so I went ahead and took profit at right around the 65, 68 level when it kind of showed some support. You know. Um, but yeah,
Why stop
so
at 92?
why
What was the
92?
price action?
Because 90 is a whole number for one. I wanted action to stay below 90. So if it's gonna, come to 90, I'm giving it that $2 buffer zone so that it can reject. But by that time, that stop loss was already in profit. You know, so I was guaranteed money already. Um, yeah, it was just my last run there also. So, anyway, so what happened was we took it here. Everyone was out of position. We, just kind of chilled a little bit, see if it was gonna. So I told them here that 95 was a rejection level. 90 to 95 was a rejection level. If it rejects there, we enter shorts again, targeting down here. Right? That was the scenario. But um, yeah, but it didn't. Price action was pretty strong. I was mentioning that this kind of action right here is pretty strong. You know, like that kind of momentum for the candles,
Yeah.
strong, right?
The-
So, and I told them once we break above, I believe above over here, above 300, and if it can hold above 300, we're looking for longs now, targeting the highs. So we would be targeting this right here, the highs, right? You know, so that would be the TP. I also told them this TP right here too. This is where the trim level is. See, take a look. That's where it showed reaction. You know, so it did come. The price did go up to that right here, this wick right here, this 11 area. It went up. It never retested. I was kind of wanting it to go like this, right? Break out, come back down, and then up. You know, that's the move I wanted, but it didn't do that really. It never went down low enough. You see, it kind of barely did a pullback for me. So, so by that time, I did not enter. We did not enter this trade at all. You know, we went ahead and saw this move right here. We already missed it. Told everyone do not chase it. It's okay. You know, because now the price was somewhere around here, around the 15 area, right? So, being that's here, look what our TP, our RR, you know, there's none. This was kind of the wall right here, right? So we want this area to be passed before we enter, right? So I told the Discord we wait for 25 to break, which is this level, the high of day. And if high of day breaks, I told them I'm not gonna wait for a retest, you know, because look at the momentum. It's not retesting. There's no retest. You see?
Yeah,
So
it broke all that triangle liquidity.
yeah, so momentum was strong, right? Going up, and then I saw it here, right around here, like around 23, right? I saw. Let's look at the volume. It's kind of increasing. You see it? Volume right here slowly increasing. You know? It's kind of moving upwards. You know? Yeah. So right around this area, the moment it broke about 25, 26, I entered a position somewhere right here. So I entered like right here. I actually entered like right there, around 26, 27. You know, it broke. I entered start position, right? And then the moment that candle closed, it kind of pulled back a little bit, and I remember Keith bought in right when it kind of right here, right when it started pulling back a little bit. Because by that time I was ready in, so he was just trying to look for his entry, right? By the time it crossed this level, right around 30, I told everybody, 30 is the add point, right? So because 25 and once it passed 30, now it has momentum. I like it to pass whole numbers before I add or stop out. You know, if it's at 25 and it broke 30, that's a good add, and then my stop loss would kind of be below that. Um, so now with that being said, I added my full position right around the break of 30, right? And during that time, it looked like this. So it shot up. Boom. We were never even like, I don't think we were even, we were red on this play.
It was like no resistance.
Yeah, and that's why I was telling them, like there's not gonna, you know what I mean? When there's not gonna be a pullback, especially on a break. When price is breaking a level, right? If the price is strong and the momentum is strong, there shouldn't be a pullback. We want pullbacks, but there shouldn't be a pullback if the price is that strong, right? Which is what happened here, So what we entered around 30, I exit around 50. So that is an 80 tick right there, right off the bat, boom, 80 tick. So
quick
what?
Quick and painless 80 ticks.
Yeah, so it's pretty nice. So during this time, I remember I drew a fib here because at the time, right, when we broke this level, right, we didn't have The problem with these levels is that there's no levels in between. You see this huge wide range, and I have no levels in between. I don't know where TP is gonna be. I don't know where I should be trimming. But when the things are like that, it's always safe to just trim at whole levels. Like 50, 60, 70, right? Um, but at that time, this is what it looked like to me. It actually kind of looked this, man. This is what it looked like, right there. That's what it looked like to me, right? My screen. And so what I did was I drew a fib like this. You see? I took that high and this low, because this is all I know, right? So based off of that level, I wanted to TP here, like my trim, right? And what is that? 63, 62? So I went ahead and set my first trim at 60. And look, see? And look, you see that?
To the moon, Dick, to the moon.
Yeah, you see that though? So I TP'd here.
Wow.
This is why I TP'd my first trim.
Wow.
You see that? Right? And obviously we're targeting up here, but this would be the trim. So I believe, yeah, I got stopped out after that, But then by the time it hit 60, my stop loss was, I believe I told everyone, once it breaks 60, we're putting stop loss at 55, So I want to talk to you guys about that too. The whole, so I think that was my last trade of the day, but I want to talk to you guys about the stop loss, the whole stop loss thing. How you want to move stop loss, because those trades I was trailing, but then I believe I don't know who else was in it, but I just noticed everyone was just always like, I'm out, I'm out. They see green, and then while I tell them the TP, I told them the price target levels already, but somehow they go in with me, but yet I'm the only one holding to the end, And a lot of times, they're like trying to trail. They're trailing their play. They're trailing their winners. But what happens? They're trailing too tight. They're not giving the trades a breathing room, right? So what I was explaining to my the mentee in person was, you have to treat your you have to kind of treat your last runner as if it's a brand new trade, right? So pretend like you went, just for instance, you entered around 320, right? Let's say you entered along at 320. The moment it passes 30 and the price has accepted 30, now it's kind of moving up and down from here, right? So now it's accepted 30, That's what it means when price is accepted, when it's holding 30 as a support, right?
A lot of people want to buy there. It shows
Yeah,
more
so it
volume.
means if the price just goes up to 30 and it shoots right back down, that's not acceptance. That price has not been accepted at 30, right? So what I mean by when it's accepted at 30 is when it holds 30 as a level, right? So because you entered at 20, once it hits 30 and gets accepted, now you move your stop loss to about 25 or even 28, because now if it comes back below 30, that price has got rejected, right? So price needs to get accepted before you move the stop. You don't just move a stop just because price is going up. Okay, price has to be accepted. Then you move your stop up to the next level where it's considered a resistance and support. You don't move price just because it shot up and got shot back down. Okay. So let's say once it hits 30, you move and now it needs to hit 40, right? Now it needs to pass 40. So now, if 40 passes and gets accepted, you now move your stop loss to around 35 or 37, depending on how tight you want to do it, Because now 40 is your support, right? If it gives up 40, then, it has a potential to reverse on you. Or the pullback might be too wide for you. You don't want to give back too much profit, right? But you want price to be accepted. Because think about it as a new trade. Let's say if you entered a trade at 20, the moment it hits 30, you're not. What are you gonna do? Move stop right away? Your target's a little further than that. Why would you move your stop when your analysis didn't play out yet?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you move your stop. every 10 increments. That's how you want to do it. That's a good guideline. Whole numbers, you know. For ES, it's like every $5, you know, but for NQ, it's like every $10. It's just how price action moves with different tickers. But yeah. So that's how I was trailing it, you know. And then now this part right here. So you see how I believe my stop loss at the time was like at 45 or something. For, you know, pretty down here. And then the moment I told, you know, the moment it came up to 60, because 60 is a level where I wanted to TP originally, all of it. So the moment it hits 60, I trimmed it, and then I moved my stop to about like 48, I believe, on this one. You know, so I moved my stop up right away. The moment it came, and moved it to the 48. So if it was
So
to
to
get
see
back,
where it's accepted is the body, right? The body of the 5 minute.
yes, the body is accepted. Yeah. So you know, once it shot up to 60, right? That was my pretty much my final TP. You know, for my last trim. But I went ahead and kept one as a runner, and stop loss was about 48. So basically, if it gave up the level of 50, I don't want to be a part of that trade anymore. You know, because look how huge the move we caught up was already. You know, so you know it's bound to have some type of a retracement, right? So by that time, look, this whole move came down. Yeah, so I was after this move, I was done. I turned off the charts. I wasn't able to watch anything. But but look at the levels, you know? It all hit, you know? So also, yes, I remember this now, actually. So let me uh okay, I believe here we go, here we go, here we go. Mm, okay, so let me show you this right here. So during this time I had this up right here. Oh, there you go.
And Dick, you're giving us so many lessons, bro. This is enough for like 3 videos at least. Like
Yeah.
stops, fib, this, that,
Yeah.
man. You're gonna have to
So
break
take a
this
look,
video up.
guys. So after I left that play, right? I exit that play. I I told everybody, you know, I gotta go, call a day. But I told everybody, hey, look, above, look at the time, 11:12, right? This right around here. You see? Right here. This is where I last played. You see?
Mm.
And then I told everybody above 15363, which is this fib level, more longs. TP target 15390. 15390 is up here.
Wait. When it's even above, do you mean the price has to accept it? Like has to close?
Yeah, so if it breaks, you can always do an early entry, which is a starter position. Like, you know, right here, see? Like, you know, for me, I would start a position right there, you know, like right above it, right?
Okay, but do it for the close above the high day 63.
Yeah, you would ideally you would want to, but because it's 5 minute candle, you want it around like 2 or 3 minutes, you know. So just to let it kind of hang out there. You know, it shouldn't just come up and reject right away. No, you don't want that. So you
You
obviously
still make
want
acceptance.
what? Yeah. So acceptance is about 2 to 3 minutes in of the 5 minute candle.
Okay,
That's how
okay.
you, if it's still holding this level, it means it's already accepted on the 1 minute or the 2 minute already. You know.
Mm.
Yeah, because that means the close of candle of the 1 minute has been there already for a couple minutes. You know. And then also you gotta look at the volume, right? Look, volume right now is kind of right here. This is how it looked right here in the day. So volume was kind of increasing. You see? Look at this. You see how it's kind of going up, up,
More
up,
people are
up,
interested.
and
They're
then you
accepting
see,
it.
look at the break of this level. You see, right at the average line, and then the next one, more continuation, right? So, and also see, so what I said was above 15363. What's this? Okay, above 15363 for more longs, right? And it hit. And I told them TP 15390 target about 100 ticks. Boom,
Why 90?
boys. Boom. Huh? Because of this
Why
level,
90?
I have another level here, and it's this
Oh,
area.
a daily level. You have a daily level.
Yeah, I have a daily level here,
Oh,
and
and
also
it
this.
wicked off it. It
Yeah,
respected it.
Yeah, and then also here's the reason why I tell you guys. I didn't even tell you to trim. You see, I just said TP target because the thing is, this move we've been moving up all day. You know, it's pretty overextended. You know, so look for more longs. It's a pretty crazy idea. You know, and it kept going up, right? So that's the reason why at this point I'm not trying to squeeze out anything like crazy. I'm just 100 ticks is good enough, don't you think?
And at the end of the day, there's the volume will die off, and then everyone will want to sell their position. They're all going
Yeah,
to take profits.
yeah, and then see stop loss would be TP. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, I already typed TP one hit. Yeah, but stop loss would be 55, right? Which is see, so the moment it passed 60, right? Stop loss would be 55. You know, so you'd be so good already.
Oh,
You'd be so safe. You see, the moment you entered, look, it never came back down. You see, your stop loss would have been right
why
here.
55? Because that's where accepted last time, the support.
Because what I was telling you is the moment it goes past that level, right? If it goes past 60 and it rejects 60, that means your play is not playing out. Your analysis is
You're
not
just
correct
okay.
anymore.
So you're just giving some room to like. So
Yeah, I'm
you're
giving it some
expecting
room.
63 to be the new support, and then you're giving it some room from 63 the new support, which you're expecting it to create.
Yeah, because once it breaks 60, you want it to hold 60 as support.
Okay, yeah, because we're going as it accepted it. So if it
Uh-huh.
if it breaks out,
Yeah,
yeah.
so if it's not accepting 60 as support, it's gonna come back down,
Good
right?
long. You did a really good breakout because some people they wait for break and retest, but if
See?
you did that, you would never have catch
Yeah.
it. We caught it
If
because
you
we
reject,
did it the right way.
yeah. So if you reject, this is where it would reject to. You know,
Damn.
right?
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is, we didn't have to wait for the retest. We knew you knew because you're the one calling it out. You knew how to read it once it accepted, and then you entered
Yeah,
once it accepted. You caught it without any retest necessary. That was really good.
yeah,
That was a really great
yeah. So
breakout
so
trainer.
you see how if this rejected, it could have room to go down here and then even more down here. You know, so that's
But
why would I even want to bother with a wide stop loss there? If it rejected
mm,
there, I don't want to be a part of it. Now we just wait for another analysis, or we wait for it to come back up again to re-enter. But I'm not trying to ride it all the way down like that. You know.
what would you do for a short? Would you look for a short if it rejected 55 or it broke down
Yeah.
55?
So it had it. Let's say if it rejected this area, I would have taken the short down here. Because this is the level. You know,
Mm.
that's why I would take it
But
down.
once it closes at 55, like under 55.
Yeah, I would say once honestly, if it closes under 60, I would already enter. If it rejected 60 and it closes under 60, like basically close like right here, I
Mm.
would I would like
Why
start a position.
why
You know,
60?
because no, not 60, but more like 59, 58. The price under 60, because if it's not able to close above 60, then it's basically rejected. If it came up like this and then it came back down, it got rejected.
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
I
that
get it.
would be a scenario right there. It was rejected, right? But
But would
then,
that be a scalp? Would that be a scalp?
yeah, yeah, because now you're playing against a trend. We are
Yeah,
on an
yeah, yeah.
uptrend, see, overall, right? So with an uptrend, you want continuations, right? So this is the
Mm-hmm.
best case scenario, is that now our bias is up. So we're just playing with the upside, right? We're just following the trend now. So now, obviously, if you want to follow the trend, you needed to break this level right here. This is the high of day now. So you need to break this level. If it breaks this level, then you enter for more continuation. You know, that's in a beautiful market. Everything's going well. You see, it followed the structure. Continuation. Right. This right here was this area right here. This is actually a very healthy pullback. It's a healthy pullback. Take a look. Halfway through, pulled back. You know, it's basically taking a breather. So that's actually a healthy pullback, right? So we entered that. So I told everybody hit this to around 90. And the reason why I said 90 was because, obviously I want to target 400, the 400 level, you know. But I said 90 because it's kind of right in between. And I it's overextended. It's been pumping all day. So I didn't want to, what's it called? I didn't want to stretch it, you know.
What with the fib? What does the fib say to use a target
And
profit?
look, look at the fibs. The fibs actually hit. You see, one right here, and the second fib right here. Take a look.
Oh, from is that from the first long?
This is from this one right here.
Yeah,
You
the
see?
first long, right?
Yeah. Look. You see? Wait, that's not the right fib. Hold on. Yeah. So this was from, I believe, this one right here. Yeah. There you go. Wait, is that right? No, it's not.
Wait,
Where?
no, because we didn't take
Oh,
long today.
where?
You
I
you
think
call the
this.
short.
I think this is where the fib came from. I think it's this one right here. Let's see. Nope, it's not that one either. Where the hell did it? Oh, okay, okay. I believe it's this one right here. There you go. There you go. There you go. So look at that. Look at that fib though, man. Is that not amazing? Look at the two level of fibs. You know, it literally hit this. Like, look at that. It hit that, retested, right? Down to the low, right? I mean, down to the high, the previous high. And look at that. Shot straight up to the next fib. You know? Can't make this up, man. These levels are like so on the dot, you know? Right?
Uh, yeah, no, I'm just thinking how to draw some of these fibs because sometimes it confuses me. But yeah, it
Look at
looks
that
like you
fib.
analyzed
You
it
know
really
how
well.
beautiful it worked out, though, right? Like, look, in a
Uh-huh.
perfect world, look how perfect this movement is, right? Look at this descending triangle with the lower highs. Look at that. It broke it, flew up to the fib, came back down, retested this high, and then more continuation to the next fib. So perfect, man. So perfect, you know. And then look, it held that daily level for a little bit, you know, before it dropped more. Mm, yeah, guys. So, wow, it's been 57 minutes of recording. Um, but yeah, so you see, so basically, but at this time, I already stopped trading. I don't know what's going on with the charts anymore at this point. All I know is that that was the last levels I gave, and it hit. You know, it hit for I believe no one took. I don't think anyone took that play though. No one took that trade. Some of the members were trying to short it, I believe, scalping. You know, but one of the members, you know, he's more of a scalper. It seems like, right? So he didn't take that trade. Nobody did. Sadly, you know, that was a 100 tick move, a very clean one too. And then the rest of the market kind of did this, you know. Anyways, we're gonna wrap this up. Any questions?
Uh,
That
I,
was the end of the day.
I
So
for this video, I don't think so. But in general, it would be cool to see more like how we can like draw the fib for the entry, and then for every targets, we can always have it like a systematic, mechanical way. Because
mm,
you draw it well, it's just like how can we learn to do it like the way you do it
yeah,
every single time?
yeah. So it's pretty a lot of people have problems drawing fibs. You know, they draw fibs wrong and then they play the wrong levels. I used to do that when I started out. Fib is something you have to practice. Keep practicing. The more you practice, the more you'll get used to it. The more you'll notice that you know how it lines up. You know, back in the days when I first started, trust me, I was drawing fibs like this. You know, or like I would draw fibs like at every pivot point, like this. You know,
Mm.
every pivot point it makes, I would draw it.
Hey,
So
what do you think about my fib?
you want it like
Right
this.
here.
Like if you want a fib, this could be a fib right here. You see? Look how clear shot it is. You know, this is the fib right here. And you see, look, this fib makes sense too. You see, first TP for this fib right here. You know, let me take a look at your fib. Let's see.
That's 15 minutes today.
Okay, let's take a look at your fib. Let's put you on blast. Okay, this is a good lesson, I guess. Okay, this is what time frame is this?
15-minute.
This is a 15-minute. Okay,
Yeah.
so you drew it upside down for one. It's upside down. You see the 0%? Your 0% should be at the bottom. Your 100% should be in the direction that it's moving. You get what I'm saying?
But besides that, was it good?
Uh, yeah. Besides that, it's good, but you just drew it upside down. That's the only issue. Because when you draw like that, you're not going to see your 161 and 261%, your take profit. Your take profit level is going to be downside. You're drawing a Fibonacci for the downside right there. You need to flip it so that it can go with the trend. 100% should always be in the direction the trend is.
Okay.
So
Maybe we can go over one play, more like what's it called? More slower, and then you go every single one because you went a little fast. But I think when we get to rewatch the video, it'll be good.
yeah.
But no, it's good. A lot of examples are helping. It's just because there's a lot of aspects and components. Yeah, you have to. I'm learning something.
This Fibonacci that you have, go ahead and remove this 25% and the 62% and the 79%. Only keep 50, 38, and then the 0 and the 100%. I usually line it up because it's not really important.
The profit.
And yeah, 161. So what the levels you want to keep is 38%, 50%, 161 and 261. The 161 and 261 is your target profit level.
Okay, I'm in TradingView. I'm putting it.
The 0% and the 100%, you want to make that a little lighter so you have less noise. You know, those levels are like.
Okay.
Yeah, just make it a little lighter so it's less noise on your chart. Because those levels aren't that important. It's just more so that you can reference where you drew it at, you know?
Okay. There we go. I put negative 160 also. Yeah, I'm going to put it lighter.
Negative 160. Why negative 160?
Yeah, for my take profit, dude.
161 and 261. But why is it negative?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. It's upside down.
Yeah.
So it's positive, not negative.
Yeah.
All the way around. Can we use it the other way around? Because I've always drawn it the other way. Can we just do it? But like we reverse.
Yeah. So then you just do the negative. 62. I guess negative 161 and negative 261. Then I don't know. And if that works.
Instead of 30, we do 62% then.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna do it.
Anyways. Yeah. So I'm gonna stop this recording. And then we'll continue on with charting. Okay. After this, we're gonna chart. So. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you find value in everything that we just tried to go over, the recap. It was a little bit longer than expected. I don't know why, but we went into Fibonacci's and and a bunch of other stuff. But you know, that's added value to this video. So you know, till next time. Show some support. Follow Traders Reborn. All right.